What's going on, guys? Blade Dragons, once again, Alex and Eliot. We are going over some extra stuff apart from our anime talk because there was something that was brought to my attention, courtesy of the Mims guy. So thank you, Mimi. It's something that Mattel did about a decade ago, long before Beyblade X was ever a thing, long before even Beyblade Burst, Slingshot or Turbo, or whatever gen that was in, was a thing. Hot Wheels seemed to have it down. And it's this thing that's called Hot Wheels Spin Shots. And they've got these tops here. And it's like these little plastic discs. And they've got like these little tips on them. And they got these strips on like just above the tips. Very similar to the Beyblade X bits. And we'll see that in a few other pictures. But basically the way that you could do it is, I guess, where did the start? Oh yeah, so you've got like this starter set that you could have gotten. Also, what was very interesting was there's very little information that I could actually find out about this. What I know is that it came out around 2012, I think, and it doesn't seem to have lived any farther than about 2013 or so. So it was a very short-lived series, but it seemed the concept was basically you had this little launcher and you would crank it up and then stick it on the stand and then press the thing down, and the little top would, or the disc would swing around on this strip here. And I think this was rubber, so it would, have like it would accelerate along it, and the friction there would cause it to zip off. And these things were actually pretty damn fast. But you would get like a starter set here, and then you could also get these 2-packs and get more of these. And they also had these massive 16 packs that you could get, and also peep the Toys R Us logo at the bottom. Rest in peace. And it looks like they had a bunch of different.
They're back. Toys R Us is back.
Oh, they are? No kidding.
Yeah, they're back.
What?
Toys R Us is back to limited stores. They're over in Japan still.
Wow. Oh, I guess they're. Oh, interesting. I wonder if they're updating their site now.
They went bankrupt. I think it was Chapter 7 instead of Chapter 9, and they just kind of restructured, or they got bought back out. And there's a few stores nationwide. I think they kind of consolidated more. That they know they're no longer at the top of the market, but they are alive again.
Interesting. This kind of looks like the one from the American Dream Mall. Oh yeah, they do have that one.
Probably only the biggest malls in the world.
Yeah.
Where the actual business will be.
So yeah, I come to think of it, they do have the one at the American Dream Mall. It's actually kind of nice there, but yeah, interesting. I thought they were just kind of like, well, I heard that they get like bought out, right?
Something happened there. I don't know. I just saw a while ago that they opened up with some stores again, and I forget what it was, that there was just something weird happening there that I saw, but nope, they're back.
Interesting. Got a little revival.
Mm-hmm.
That's good to know. But we've got these the Hot Wheel spin discs, or the spin shots discs, whatever. Kind of convoluted name, but they did have like a few different designs, and I imagine if this had lived any longer, it probably would have been a lot more expanded upon. We're going to see like different sticker designs, and then you could also have like molded designs, which is kind of cool. And like some of them look like car wheels, and then some of them, they got like these Ninja Star ones, they got like these atomic ones, and then a bunch of sticker overlay ones, which is kind of cool.
They look like they're mid or late 2000s generic Hot Wheels. Like you see these designs, you're like, yeah, I could see that being on a Hot Wheels. It's just like Hot Wheels designs are just so random, and it's like, okay, well, spinning top era, I could see that throwing a Hot Wheels on there. Why not? Everyone's getting the piece of the pie at this point in time. Mm-hmm. They see something, everyone chases to it. It's just like other genres of toys.
I imagine Mattel saw this and they're like, how can we do Beyblade? And they ended up making basically a soft Beyblade X with the way that they have these lines set up on the products. So they were kind of doing it way before Hasbro and Takara were actually innovating with it. But you could get like the starter set, which comes with one, and it comes with the basic like starting track and whatnot. And you could get 2-packs and get a couple more, and then you could get a 16-pack if you were crazy enough. And what was interesting about these is the different sets that they have. So they've got this big air target takedown set. We've got the launcher, and then you launch it around. It kind of is. It's like a mix between Beyblade, Hot Wheels, and Nerf. It's sort of a weird marriage of the three. But you start it out and then it whips around and then it like gets some acceleration. It goes off a ramp and then it knocks into these targets, and that's kind of the goal of it, which is very interesting. And there's a specific one that I want to go over. There is this, which is the display case. I think Hasbro and Takara should take notes off of this, because this is a very easy way to store your Beyblades. Or if it was for Beyblade, it would be a very easy way to store them. But also, yeah, there are images online where you see this like plastic shell or glass or whatever is taken out, and you can like swivel open these white stands and like swing them out for more dynamic displaying, which is super duper cool. And I remember, I think the closest thing we've had to this for Beyblade was like the assembly chamber from Metal Fusion that Hasbro did. And we get like the cases and the bay lockers, and I get they kind of go for that more like toolbox aesthetic with Beyblade, which is that's it's kind of cool. But like having a in-house display case for these would be like super sick. I think that would be something really interesting for Hasbro to do, and Takara even. There's this set, which is probably the most Beyblade-esque set, something that I think Beyblade X could potentially do. So this stadium, it's more or less a dish, but basically you've got the launcher here, and you can launch one of the discs, and it'll go along here, it'll whip off this, and then jump and land on this target here, and then fall into this. And you can spin this with your hand, so it's free spinning, and then you can switch that, and then launch another disc, and then fight in the little whatever dish that you've got here. And there are a couple of demo videos I watched, very short, that kind of showed it off. And imagine if like we saw something like this happen with Beyblade X. And whenever I make my video, or whenever I finish editing the video on it, I did do something very similar to this recently, where I did a Beyblade X ramp, where me and my buddy, we launched Beyblades on top of a massive ramp and then jumped them into the stadium. I think if we had something like that for Beyblade X, that would be super cool, especially if we get, like the rotating stadium. I think that would be extremely interesting to see happen. And, we'll probably see that. We've seen it for every generation. If they don't do it for Beyblade X, I'm going to be very surprised and disappointed. But I think that was a really cool concept that they did. We've also got this Mega Launcher, which I think is more or less just the same. I think maybe the Switch has something to do with speeding it up or whatever. I'm not exactly sure what the intention of that was.
It's funny that I was looking on... this is the first time I've heard of this, by the way. And I was like, how funny. I've never even seen this. And I was like, let's just look on eBay. Yeah, these are like Bay Wheels type shit. Like, literally just clustered all over eBay. No one wants these things. Everyone's selling them. They're very cheap. I was like, well, might be something to pick up at one point, but it's just funny. It's like, yeah, just the lonely orphan out there child from Hot Wheels that everyone's trying to get rid of. But it's a really cool concept.
Yeah, like I looked a little bit on eBay and I found like a bunch of these. You get like the 30 or the 16 disc pack for like $30, free shipping. Like that's actually kind of a decent deal. Now, granted, nobody really wants these because they're like these cheap plastic discs.
You can offer them $10, they'll take it.
Yeah, it's like it's a marriage between Hot Wheels, Beyblade, and Nerf. But at that point, you would just pick one or the other. There's a very limited market for something like this. But the reason I bring it up again is I think there's some ideas that Takara and Hasbro could take a look at off of this and make happen with Beyblade X, and considering the similarities that they have to them. And one thing that was very interesting is this sort of Battle Strikers launcher, where it's motorized. You would like you pull the trigger in, it'll spin it automatically, and then you imagine slap it or jerk it down.
Bop it.
Yeah, exactly. You bop it, you twist it, you pull it maybe. But anyway,
bash it against your child's head.
Yeah. Whoa, wait a minute. Hold on.
I mean, your brother's head.
I don't know how much better that is, but maybe bash it against a coconut. Funny. But
yeah, there we go.
Open coconuts with it. You know what? All right. I'm gonna
Beyblade coconut.
Yeah, Beyblade X coconut opening. That's gonna be a video. But maybe we'll see. Anyways, you have like this motorized launcher where it'll spin the disc up to a certain speed and then launch it. I think that would be an interesting thing to see with Beyblade. which, once again, Beyblade's all about, your own speed and whatnot, but I think something like this would be very easy to get beginners to it into. And I'm surprised that Beyblade has never really done a motorized launcher, because I think that could be really interesting for the more, yeah, it could be for amputees who only have, one arm and hand to use, and, being able to use a, single-handed launcher and, being able to Beyblade like that. I think that would, be very, it would increase the accessibility of Beyblade, because as it is now, you need both hands pretty much, or you would need a custom mouth launcher grip that you could bite into to rip, I suppose. There's like a bunch of different ways you could come up with it, but I think like having a motorized launcher would make it very easy. And you have it at like a set average launch speed. You could take that data from the, battle passes and the apps, and you could see what the, like the general averages, and set it to be that.
Well, there is that Beyblade Burst launcher, the shark launcher, or whatever. You squeeze it.
Was there?
Yeah, there's a squeeze Beyblade Burst launcher. It's a really terrible launcher.
Oh, this one?
Yeah. And it barely launches your Beyblade. So without it being battery powered or an actual mechanic, that's pretty much the closest we've seen. And obviously, it doesn't work with the type of RPMs that we're looking to get in Beyblades. The closest thing that they've done with anything with a motor are gyroscopes, but those are also run off of the same concept of a Beyblade string or a winder launcher. There's obviously over decades, there's very cool ways to incorporate launching a Beyblade, and it would be pretty cool. Obviously, this makes a lot of sense with Hot Wheels, because Hot Wheels is known for motorized launchers and gear wheels to propel things. So, no doubt in my mind that this makes sense for Hot Wheels, but I guarantee it did not work as well as you were hoping. When you see those cars get propelled down the track by those rubber wheels, you're like, damn, that's some power. When I look at this, it's like, okay then.
You should actually see the speed that these things get. I'll pull up a video, but...
Are they?
Oh, these things get super fast. And I wouldn't have brought it up if these things were slow. Because there's this one set they have a similar like Hot Wheels thing where it propels it along the track. I mean, these things get really quick, really fast. And considering UX just came out, and, the goal there was to up the speed with the higher gear ratio and redistributing the weight outwards. I think we could definitely see some potential ideas for crossover with this. But either way, I think just back to like the accessibility nature of it, I think a motorized launcher would be a potentially good investment for Takara and Hasbro to maybe trial and see if it works. Advertises something for beginners or for people who have special needs with it. I think that it could be something to at least experiment with, at the very least. Mm-hmm. Would be that.
Looking at that package right there, they do call these Hyper Speed Track Disc, which is a mouthful. Sounds like some kind of toy that we would get in Beyblade, like a ultimate slingshot, reverse edge unit. I don't know what the heck I was trying to say.
Unit.
I was trying to say like some kind of burst name or whatever, but a Hyper Speed Track Disc with a motorized launcher. There you go. That's what I want for Christmas.
I mean, I'm just saying, Hyper from Hypersphere, Speed from Speedstorm, and the disc is what they called the middle part. So
and then the track from Metal Fight. Oh gosh.
It's just a marriage of Beyblade nonsense, but
yeah.
Either way, I think a motorized launch would be cool. They also had this interesting stack set, and I think one thing that was cool is that these stack on. You can stack these onto each other, which. I don't know if that would be practical from, using this launcher, but, I think for this, where they have them, wedged here, I think that's the goal, to, wedge them in this little, sandwich thing or whatever. I think that it's kind of an interesting thing that they did there, because Beyblade's never been able to stack.
No, this is classic Hot Wheels. if you were raised in if you grew up in the early or in the 2000s, late or early teens, you know, you couldn't go on TV without seeing a commercial for some kind of Hot Wheels tower falling down when it hits that turbo boost. He goes jumping and hits the target, and the tower falls down. He jumps over the shark or whatever the hell it is. So
Yeah.
obviously, this is a very smart play on that you have to stack them, and then you hit the tower. It's a chain reaction, and you rinse and repeat. So it's a cool concept.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I kind of miss those roided up commercials from the 2000s where it was
Yeah.
like the loud metal music. And it had like skateboarder dudes going everywhere, and like they had like all the toys like jumping all over. They were never on the ground or whatever for the most part. I kind of miss those Hot Wheels ads. Those were hype back in the day. And I mean, what, you know, they kind of did that for Metal Fight. They at least had the skater biker sort of like edgy teenager sort of thing going on with that, which I don't know if that ever panned out the way that Hasbro thought it was. Because like I remember the whole like they had the whole like bicycle stadium and like all the hoodie dudes and like Vans and Converse, and that was like sort of
DC choose at knees, you know.
they had those like
The real skaters.
yeah. And, I mean like they had the oh, what was it? They had like the Destroyer Dome, and they had like the spherical bike cage and everything, and then they had like the when they what was it called? How am I forgetting this? It was the whole it was the thing where they had like the blades in it, and like you hit the button and it popped out. It was from like Metal Masters.
The pocket thing, the launcher, the McDonald's toy.
No, the actual tops. It was like it was part of the Stealth Battlers. That was it. Where they had the whole deploy and destroy thing going on, and that was like the marketing. And they had the ad. It was like in like a skater or like a skate park, and they had like the battle like hanging out in the dish. And they had the half pipe stadium that came with that, and that was, you know, like based off the whole thing. So it's kind of interesting to kind of look back on the difference in culture. I think everything has become a lot more contemporary now, which is a bit of a shame. Kind of miss those old roided up loud ass ads from back in the day. They made everything look sick. Everything was on fire.
It was always in slow motion.
It was like they shot them in hell. Everything was on fire and whatnot. Like it was great. 2000s were a different time. I miss them. I should go back. But we had this set, and then this was the set. Or no, well, actually, I'm glad we got this set because this one is sort of a
Cornhole.
Yeah, it's
pinball.
Yeah, it's like a skee ball, cornhole sort of thing
Skee-ball's
going.
the word I was looking for.
Third time.
Cornhole, pinball, skee ball.
Cornball, pinhole, you know, as American pastimes be like.
Exactly.
But you get this little thing, and they definitely want you to get more tops. Or discs. They only give you like one disc in these sets, which is
Special edition.
kind of interesting.
That's Dale Earnhardt Jr. the second. Go fast, yee.
Wouldn't that be Dale Earnhardt Jr. the third?
No,
Or
I'm
Dale
joking.
Earnhardt
That's
the
number
third?
8.
They're on. Wait, what? How? Wait.
I'm joking.
Oh, okay. I was about to say, like, how many generations of Earnhardts did I miss?
No, that's number 8, not even number 3.
Yeah. But we got
I'm pretty sure.
NASCAR be like. I think that's Mim's territory more than mine at least.
I don't know. There's a lot of things that we don't know about Mim yet.
That's true. I mean, I know things about Mim.
He still surprises us.
Yeah, I don't think Mim will ever stop surprising us. But either way, back to spin.
I'd love to get Mim lore, and he's just a fucking NASCAR enthusiast.
He's secretly a NASCAR driver and NASCAR YouTuber.
That's why he's so good at Need for Speed.
He's terrible at Need for Speed. That's the best part. He's so bad at it. Oh god. I mean, like when we were doing that one canceled episode with the tier list, he was constantly crashing and like screaming into his mic. Oh, that was amazing.
His left turns were clean though.
Only his left turns though.
Only his left turns.
Right turns, if you call them that. But Hot Wheels spin shots. They got like this skee ball looking set, which I think that would be cool for Beyblade. Imagine if Beyblade did something like that, where it's like an upper stadium, It's like, you launch the Beyblade and it goes along like a track like this, where it's got like the X rail, and then it goes off a jump, and then you have to land it in like the top part of a stadium, and the top part of the stadium has like different like holes and whatnot. And it like funnels down like this does, except the Beyblade will go through certain holes. And then that's like a bonus or whatever stipulation. And then it lands
You get a multiplier.
and then it lands in the stadium. And imagine if they did like the magnetic bits and they had like the spinner in the center with the magnet, like the Nemesis one from back in the day.
Yeah.
And they did that. That would be super cool, because you could just get never-ending battles with like two of those magnet. If they did like a Magnacore revival, which I think a Magnacore revival for Beyblade X would be insanely cool. I really hope they do something like that. And because like they got that metal weight in the bit, all they got to do is just make it magnetized, and then just add just bring back the Magnacore system. But look at this, come on, Hasbro, Takara, take some notes here. We're giving you free ideas here. We're not even monetized. We're just giving these to you guys. Take some notes. But
I don't know. You guys just don't appeal. Or you don't go back on history and see what you've already made, or see what your competition made or their response to the product you made. I don't know. Times change. The trends come back around. Things become popular that were completely flopped in the early days, when they were trying to be ingenuitive, new products, whatever word I was looking for there.
inventive, maybe.
Possibly, yeah.
I mean, whenever I write Thomas the Tank Engine content every so often, I always look at, other fan creators. I look at the original series all the time for inspiration. It's like, what is something that I can take from this and, use it or repurpose it for my own value. And I think that's something that, Mattel obviously did here with Hot Wheels. They took ideas from Nerf and Beyblade, and then mixed it with Hot Wheels, and then made this. And honestly, this is cool. I think this is sick. If I was a kid, I probably would have, played with this for like 2 minutes, and then maybe just gone back to Beyblading.
Land waste.
But, like looking at it from a more entrepreneurial viewpoint nowadays, or now that I'm like 10 years older than I was then when this came out, I think that, I see these ideas that they came up with, and it's like, considering the X line is such a huge factor, and this is based on having a track like the X line, like having that as its metric. It's like, this is, I think this is something that could be super sweet to see. And I think maybe even if it was just an experiment, or maybe something that gets printed by Newsel, honestly. Hey, Julian, I got an idea for you.
Cornhole.
Make this for Beyblade X. Do like a if you 3D print like a circuit track that you can like launch the Beyblade on, and then it like catches the X line and goes around a track. Like, I think that would be insanely cool.
Cars.
Yeah, I mean, it would be slot cars, but it's Beyblade, and you have I'll show it now. Actually, they have this set here where it crosses in the middle, and
that's classic Hot Wheels.
Yeah, all Hot Wheels loves to. Damn, I might actually play with Hot Wheels tonight, but. Well, if I clean the trains up off my floor, we'll see what happens. But
wondering what that was.
But yeah, I'm Thomas Channel project, and it's taking up floor space. But I can put it away now. But either way, we get they've got like the motorized. They got the motor launcher on it. They got like the little supercharger, and they also have like these different like switches here that you can like change direction on. I think that's super cool. And I think like if we did see something like that for Beyblade, even if it wasn't official and it was, fan made, I think this would still be a very interesting concept to see, especially if they combined like this with the dish one, where they have like the actual stadium. Like, that would be such a cool concept, where it's like you could do a thing where you have a race with the Beyblades, and then it launches both of them into the stadium and whatnot. It's like whoever gets there first has like an advantage, or whoever gets there last has an advantage, or whatever. And I think like combining those racing aspects would be something that, ups the octane for Beyblade X and adds something, new. And it's an idea to, possibly experiment with. But at the end of the day, it's like, if you really want to if you really want to innovate Beyblade, I think doing something like spin shots would be a great way to really capitalize on that engineering that was put into Beyblade X. And I wanted to talk about this a little bit and break it down with Eliot, because when I did it, I spent 20 minutes going in circles, which we love circles around here, but let me Hot Wheels spin shots. Oh, what was the super boost? Whatever. Let's type that in. Yeah, it was this. We're gonna mute it up. Stupid ads. I don't have my premium anymore. I'm so sad.
Rip.
So basically, if we get to about here, so then he actually shows it off. But yeah, they got like a little like self-launch thing, and then it goes into this, which it's like if we these things do go kind of fast.
Oh. Whoa.
Now
and then you hit your child in the face that's watching at the end of the table.
Imagine if they did this with Beyblade, where it just flies off into oblivion and breaks the window.
Yeah.
They would get in so much trouble if that happened. But I mean, like if we just take like it goes fast, no doubt. Like when we see it actually, go off, and it's kind of interesting to see the way that they launched that on this set. That's kind of cool. But like you get like that speed off of it. You see this thing go like super duper fast. I was like, imagine if that was a Beyblade X Beyblade going around like a track.
Yeah, it
like
reminds me of Hot Wheels, of course, but for some reason it looks like it picks up more speed than Hot Wheels does. Hot Wheels, like it goes to the booster like once and it never it like hits its max velocity. This one it went around like 5 times and it still was picking up speed, which was pretty cool.
Yeah, with Hot Wheels, granted, this is from the experience of me literally making a track that goes from the top of my stairway and it goes like down the landing and everything, and it picks up like massive speed.
Yeah, I'm just talking like you make a loop.
Oh yeah, if you make a loop, yeah. I mean, Hot Wheels do tend, if it's a smaller loop like this, if it's like relatively contained, they will go kind of fast depending on the car, but that depends on a lot of things with the car. It depends on the wheelbase. It depends on how well it handles the curves. It depends on how well lubricated the wheels are. Sometimes they get sticky, or sometimes it's loose on the axle, so it wobbles a lot and loses speed.
Mm-hmm.
Also, you're not going to get like a lot of speed out of just a flat block like a bus, but you're going to get out of something aerodynamic like a wedge. But with this, since the discs are all the same and they're circular, they're obviously getting accelerated along this rubber. I'm pretty sure this is like rubber and whatnot. Like that's that definitely helps it. I mean, you see these things like they go pretty stinking fast.
But I do have a very important question for you,
Mm-hmm.
as a fellow Hot Wheels. Did you ever put a booster on a single loop-de-loop and just watch the thing fucking go dancing across the floor?
Of course I did. Of course I did. You put you just take the long piece of track and you stretch it around to meet back at the supercharger, and it just goes around and around until it flies off or like falls on top of it.
Yeah.
I see that all the
you
time.
You just let it stand up and it starts dancing like a robot and just falls over.
Yep, pretty much. I did
Yeah.
that. There's this one Hot Wheels set I had back in the day. Hot Wheels loop set to, I'll say 2006 maybe. It was oh jeez. It was old. It was it was basically a figure eight, but it had a loop. And it had like one of the superchargers in it. Maybe I'll find a picture. Probably weeded out of the newer ones. But it basically, like, the loop didn't go like, like that. It went like it went like you would go in and then it would loop you over, but then you would be going, like perpendicular. You would go in
It's
one
like a
way.
corkscrew?
Yeah, it was kind of like a corkscrew. You would go in and you would go up and around, but it would loop you back and you would go across perpendicular to where you were coming in. And then it would loop back around to the front.
Okay.
So that's how, so like the the cross section of
Yeah.
the figure eight, one side was normal track, the other side was the loop, and that's how it
Oh,
looped back. Yeah, it was
I
kind of
get
like
that.
it was kind of like
The loop was
this.
like the figure eight. Yeah.
Yeah, it was like this, where this part was the loop, and it was more vertical, and then
Yeah.
the rest was just the figure eight. But it was basically very similar to this, and I actually wanted to get this set at one point. It's got like the quadruple charger, which, oh, so much trouble with that. But
We have I think we had a 6-way,
is this real?
and it was massive.
This can't be real. Hot Wheels NFT. Anyways, we're gonna not talk about Hot Wheels. Oh, this is old. Oh, that is really old. That's like 60s Hot Wheels.
2014.
No. They got the red line wheels. They got the red line wheels and like the older body style, the old packaging. Like that's whoever put 2014 on this is lying. Oh, 2014 definitely. Yeah, like this one's definitely older.
Maybe when it was posted, yeah.
Yeah, probably when it was posted. Yeah, this one's 71.
Oh, that box is sick. Look at that. Is that a GT or
4GT. It looks like it. Yeah.
It looks like it. It's probably not, but that's sick.
What the fuck is this? Oh, it's 2006. Oh, this is like a double loop. What?
Oh, did they crash up top? Oh,
Yeah.
it's a spin. It looks like it spins.
Yeah, this is what it looked like.
Yeah,
This is kind of what mine looked
yeah.
like, except it was small. It was just like the one loop. But yeah, that's like the same like plastic parts that it was.
Yeah, I had
on mine.
those. Yeah, I had the silver loop on the right, and I would just put it. Oh, I actually have that black connector piece under that right loop.
That one? No shit.
Yeah, I don't know what that black connector piece is there. But I have that. I have like this entire set, but it's like all the parts, but not the exact set.
Yeah, I don't have that old set that I have anymore, but I got like the big 6-lane raceway and like a bunch of like other small sets that I collected a couple years ago. Oh, this one. Oh, that's like the OG loop. Kind of miss OG Hot Wheels, or older Hot Wheels rather. Like I miss when the sets were simple like this, and they had like the little play mat with the realistic stuff. Like when toys weren't all gimmick, and they had like the only gimmick was realistic stuff like loops and jumps like you would actually see. Oh yeah,
That's crazy. I see these things from like the
sick.
50s, and then I'm like, why do I have those parts? They like still made them that same like identical design in like 2000 or like 2003, and it's like okay, and then just after like mid 2000s, they just completely changed their designs.
And yeah, they just roided it up entirely. I feel like the 2000s.
Oh, I
was
forgot
the big
about the
turning
wall
point.
tracks. Never had them, but I always saw the commercials for them.
The ads always managed to make walls look so much cooler than they actually were. It's like with like Thomas the Tank Engine and stuff, it's like you hit a wall and it's like, damn it, I wish this wall was a little bit farther back so I could build more. But then it's like with Hot Wheels, they're like, screw, staying on the floor. We're gonna build on the walls.
Wait,
That was
are
always
those
sick.
what are the odds that they come with like 3M adhesive and your parents just get pissed at you because you ripped the drywall out of the wall?
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like as a kid, this was so cool, but then as an adult, I think about, how sticky is this actually? Am I gonna rip my paint off? Am I gonna have to spackle this
Some
later?
assembly required.
Some reassembly after disassembly.
Yeah.
Oh my word.
Here's the
Oh,
Hot
here we
Wheels
go.
contractor.
Oh, this is it. Oh, this is kind of. What is? Oh, I guess this is just like a bunch of straight tracks. Oh, they got like that wall mount. Or no, yeah, they have this clamp. I have one of those. You can like clamp it to a surface and like set it up from like really high up. It kind of works. And oh, I thought that was Lightning McQueen.
That's the knockoff.
Yeah.
We have Lightning McQueen at home.
Although
That's
it's-
Mac.
This is the better version of Lightning McQueen in my opinion. They got the Sylvia S15. That thing is sick. Man, yeah, at least
What does it say, Kachow?
H Kachow S. So yes,
Close enough.
close enough. Yeah, I saw this in stores every now and then. I wanted to get that one. Man, they got some people at home take weird angles. Oh, they had this like super garage too.
Oh, I remember those. Those were cool.
It had like a
It was
super.
always like, oh, my car parks here. You push it down, it goes down.
Yeah, you could fit like a few hundred cars in this. I feel like Mattel did this big thing in like the mid 2010s where every like thing that they had like a mega version. They like revamped it because there was this really bad one they did for Thomas the Tank. It's the Superstation, I think. This thing was stupid. Yeah, this is what it looked like.
Whoa.
Yeah, kind of. The only
You're telling me it was stupid? It's got 5K reviews and it's 4.8 stars. That's insane. Come on, bro.
I mean, considering that these are supposed to be trains, and you see a steep ass like hill
That's
like
Hot Wheels,
this,
bro. Come on.
they basically just took Hot Wheels idea and then like they took the they took this and made it into Thomas and Friends. I didn't like it that much. And I saw that when that came out. I'm like, the only thing I would use that for is like the incline from one part of the thing, but even so. But yeah, like I think for Hot Wheels, like stuff like that worked. The higher it went, the cooler it was. Oh, this is like the old version. Oh, look at that. I miss those. They used to have those like raised curve sets. Now the curves are like trash. Your cars are always flying off. I have to like prop it
like,
up myself.
how are you supposed to mount a curve? What the hell?
It's so dumb. It's all like proprietary dumb garbage now. I miss it when it was actually like you could set it up to go in a loop instead of being limited to these like super gimmicky sets. Yeah, it's like you start with the little push tab thing. I hate those, and then it like expects it to go up like, you know, this like weak ass thing makes it go around 3 loops and then it jumps into a bucket. Like, yeah, no, sorry, that doesn't work out.
It was funny. It was like, I have so many Hot Wheels cars, but I think we only got like 3 sets like ever. And it was like we just never built the set. We just always made the longest track possible or whatever.
I know, yeah. And like I did that too. I would take like my six lane raceway and then I would just put as many tracks through like the kitchen as I can and then see how far it goes. Yeah, it's like you just want to see it go fast instead of having it be contained in like a loop. But it's like you see like this set where it like goes around an organized like setup. That actually that's cool.
That set would be like $200 today. If you got that many tracks in one box. Are you kidding me?
This
like
this
four
would
four boosters?
Yeah, this would probably be more like maybe 2 to 500 depending. I'm not exactly sure what the prices are, but the track packs aren't like they're not too bad. So you just get like a bunch of straights and then like some curve packs, although the curves are not going to do crap. More often than not nowadays, you have to get them in like the actual like sets instead of having the packs, or maybe I just couldn't find them. Really? Ran out of options.
Well, I guess that's the end. You know, those are the only products Hot Wheels ever made.
Yep, none of the thousands of cars that they did, just these few sets and whatever, and that was it. Legacy of Hot Wheels. But back to the Beyblade part of it. Oh, dude, imagine if we had a Beyblade loop-de-loop thing. That would be sick. I mean, how would they do that actually? I guess they would have to
turn them into Beyblade.
They would have to make it where it's like it. I don't know if a Beyblade loop-de-loop would work, come to think of it, because you don't have that same...
Do a loop-de-loop and pull, and your Beyblade shot into the wall.
No, your Beyblade shoots into the wall when he switches it off to the, Hold on, we'll get it here in a sec. When he does...
I wonder where that's supposed to go, or what that's supposed to do.
You can connect it. It's the same piece as this, so it connects to, like, other, like, track pieces.
Oh.
Yeah, you could get like a bunch of these track pieces and like set them up and set them around, and I think.
I wonder why you didn't show the collision. I'm pissed.
Yeah, I want to see someone's eye get put out. That'd be. I mean, well, from a human standpoint, that would kind of suck for that person, but from my tired ass, it's funny to me. But I think at the end of the day, if Beyblade did something, or if this was something that we saw with Beyblade X, where they did sort of this rail system where it was its own track and you could have it go in a circle or something, you know, it's like, if you think about it, like the circle that they got going on here, this is basically what we have with the X Stadium, except it doesn't loop back around and it's got space in the center for it. So, I mean, like, I definitely think that it would be interesting to see Beyblade X just straight up do like a racetrack thing down the line, or, you know, maybe sooner rather than later. But you know, with 3D printers, we're looking at you guys out there, King and Noozle, and I know a bunch of people got them. Maybe we can make this happen now and show it off to Takara and be like, hey guys, Hot Wheels kind of had you beat 10 years ago and it failed. You guys actually have the Beyblade part down, so make the Hot Wheels part now, and it might actually kind of take off a bit. But it's I think it's something that was worth talking about and something that was worth mentioning. And I think hopefully this gets the juices flowing inside of a bunch of the creative brains in this community. So that's all I got for this, Elliot. Anything else from you?
I think this is a fun idea. I would like to maybe do some more stuff like this, just to go through the weird rabbit holes of 2000s toys, or knockoffs of Beyblades, and just kind of go exploring more products that could be related to Beyblades, or just our childhood in general, because it's always fun. As we see with the entire series of Beyblade, people run off of nostalgia, and so
Pretty
I think
much.
that could be a fun extra episodes where we just do random stuff, random products, or random spin-offs of our childhood. So
Yeah,
no, this is a fun concept, Metal.
yeah, yeah. This was just this was just because it was Beyblade related, and I had some ideas that could go for Beyblades. I want to break it down with you. But honestly, guys, for the viewers watching, would you guys be interested if we talked about like other toy lines, maybe not necessarily Beyblade related, or just delved into nostalgia stuff from whatever era, and we gave our thoughts and broke it down? Let us know if you guys want to see that as like a little sub series, because I think that'd be a lot of fun to do on the podcast. It would break up the monotony of the anime every week, and that being the only thing we
Yeah.
do, apart from the occasional interview, which we got some candidates for some interviews coming up. So we'll see that soon. But yeah, let us know down below if you want to see us talk about Hot Wheels just on its own, or other stuff that you guys were interested, or whatnot.
You guys tell us random stuff, and we'll try to decipher what it is.
Yeah, they give
Because
it.
there's so many things out there that we have no idea about, and it'd probably be hilarious to do something like that.
Just our reactions to like the most out of pocket, like random obscure
Yeah.
90s memorabilia that we never heard of. But I think it would I think it'd be kind of fun to like go through, have like a little nostalgia series where we go back and we take a look
There
at
we
like
go. I like it. I like it.
old things, and things that we thought were cool as kids and whatnot, and like revisiting stuff. I think that would be a fun series. So let us know what you guys think down below.
That'd be funny.
We'd love to
Yeah.
do this, and I think you guys would be down for it. Seems like we got a pretty chill audience. So that pretty much wraps it up for this episode, where we kind of broke down Hot Wheels spin shots and how ideas from that could be used for Beyblade X, and that's pretty much it. So we will see you guys very soon. This episode's coming out on a Monday, so we'll see you guys on Friday with the next episode of the anime. And yeah, thanks for watching.
Yes, sir. Blade Dragons out.